Now, one of the important thing we should do in our classes is that we should help people to know each other. That's something we do. And we need to do some kind of introduction session. Now, many times, even though our class this time is very small, so we can have a little bigger conversation as well. But many times it's very difficult to remember more than 3, 4 names. So it becomes too much when we do an introduction in the bigger group. So what we are doing is we are doing a small breakout room and having conversation and introduction inside it. So let me explain, and that also helps me in practicing something called breakout room. So there are few learning. I'm pasting a link in the chat box. So you just need to follow that link. I think I need to paste it to everyone. Yeah, I'm pasting a link into the chat box. So you should see it. If you click on it, you will go to the same board which I was using to show you something. I think some problem. I think some security warning is coming, as you must have reached it. No, okay, no, it's good. And you should be good. So once you click, you reach here. Okay, you can go forward and backward using these indicator. If you see my screen, you know how to go forward and backward. So please have a look. This is how you can do it here. So it's like this way. I think someone has already started playing with it. Okay, so what is happening? Yeah. So now the link which is taking you to the first place where the 1 is written. So we will divide the group into 2 rooms, room 1 and room 2. So whoever goes in a room 1, please use this board. Whoever joins the room 2, you will know who is in room 2. Please go to the next frame and use this board. Okay. Now, once you reach there, before you start talking to each other, pick up a sticky. So this is how you can pick up a sticky and talk about little bit about yourself and your safe experience. Maybe you already know safe or don't know safe, whatever it is, you talk about it. Yeah? So you put a little intro on the stickies, and then once it is done, maybe you give a 1 minute time everyone to put the stickies on the board and then start talking. Have a quick introduction. In a one room, you may have a 3 or 4 individuals only. So you can quickly talk and understand, who are in the room so that we have some familiarity and we can make a best use of our time in the class. Yeah. So you should have a link with you. That's the one thing. And after that, you just need to join the room and talk a little bit about yourself. So everybody has a link. It's in a chat. Now, how much time you get to do all this? Around 6 minutes. So there will be a timer for 5 minutes, and after that you get a 60 second to close your conversation. You will get a reminder that 5 minutes are over, and you take another 60 second and everything comes back to the main room. Okay, so introduction time, join your breakout rooms. You should get prompt to
Hi.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi guys, can you hear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi.
So on these sticky notes, we are supposed to write yourself and the experience also, or just the name?
Name and the experience, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry guys, unfortunately I was just connecting from my phone to this laptop now. Where should we write it? Is there a place where we can write or?
In chat, I know Saket have shared a link, right? So if you join,
Yeah.
if you click on that link, it goes to Jamboard, and there you have to click on the sticky note, and then you have to write your name, and in the other note, I guess you have to write your experience.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to go back there.
Are you supposed to talk also about it or just writing?
Yeah, expected to talk also, but
Okay.
like the people are not. So should I put it there or how?
Okay, like talking in the break room or like with everyone?
I think look to a quick introduction. So in the group only.
Okay, yeah, I also assume same. Yes.
So I will start from myself. Hey, hello, hello everyone. I'm Sagar More. I'm from Pune. I'm working as a Scrum Master at Google Customer Design. Actually, I'm new to this same framework. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm Rakesh. I'm working as a TPM plus Scrum Master, and I have some basic knowledge. I watched a couple of videos over YouTube, including Saket sir. So, hi.
Hi, I'm Ramya. I have 7 years of experience in HR. I'm new to SAFe. I'm new to Scrum. I wanted to shift my career, so that's the reason I wanted to take this certification and get some experience on it.
I myself, Logu. I currently live in Germany. I've been here for the last 5 years, but I work for the automotive sector for project management in terms of software development and application development and maintenance. Kind of project management and service delivery management, I do it. But now I am looking for a better career change to move directly into the automotive sector, the production unit itself. So if I need to go there, they require a lot of safe implementation. Though I have some overview of SAFe, but I want to get in depth into it to understand how SAFe is implemented and how SAFe is practiced.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's move back to the room.
Maybe trying to understand this more about what is
The
safe
main
and
room now.
all practices.
But great, I see that most of us are on the same level. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think most of you have some agile exposure and new to SAFe. Some of you have explored the videos so that there is a fundamental theoretical understanding, but we are willing to explore more. So that's what I learned. Any question or sharing for me? Other than what I just shared. If you want me to know something else.
So, hey Saket, Srinivas here. So, one major thing what I'm really looking for from the sessions are, see, I have almost like, I'm working as a delivery manager, and I have 10 plus different scrums that is going on in my projects, and I have almost like 150 plus teams what they are working with me. They are all individually working now, but what I'm really looking at is that next level that is coming up after the safe agile model is what I'm implementing. But the challenge what I'm facing is few of the projects or because it's a multi projects that are going on under me. I'm looking for something like few of the projects they follow the scrum and few of them doesn't even follow. They go with a milestone or they go with a fixed bit sort of things actually that's going on. So how I can bring everyone under the same umbrella is what I will be looking on.
So the SAFe is one framework. So everybody in the SAFe, they have to follow SAFe. Yeah. So they cannot have a waterfall fixed bit if they are part of SAFe. They could be outside SAFe. That's a simple thing. So in a simple word, what SAFe does it integrates multiple Scrum and Kanban teams. So these are the two types of teams there could be, either Scrum or Kanban, not something else. And these teams should have a reason to get integrated together, which means they might have a same product, they might have a same customer, they might have a same people. They are together because of some reasons. And how they plan their work together, how they identify interdependencies together, how they integrate their code together, how they demonstrate their work together is all about SAFe. So SAFe tells, okay, guys, you are 125, 30 people. Go, okay, let's do a meeting. They call it PI planning meeting. Let's plan our work together. Let's do execution together. Let's take a integrated demo every 2 weeks where you are not showing individual things, you are showing the joint demonstration. And that's what you will learn. Yeah. So you will learn this is what the SAFe is, and then you can see, okay, where do I apply SAFe in my context? Good. Anything else, anyone? So briefly, we already know about SAFe at one extent here. That's the good news to start with. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll see if you get any question like as Srinivas brought in, please bring it here. We can talk. It's a small group, so there is no formal process needed for bringing the questions. So I'm going forward, and as I said, the lesson 1 is more like creating a context. It's like a marketing pitch. So we are not getting into details, but we'll talk about what is SAFe from the business perspective, high level perspective, and it kind of gives some answer to Srinivas' question as well. So we are all done with this all understanding and lessons and everything. So this all is done. Now we are directly getting into the lesson 1 content, which is saying, we will tell you the SAFe helps you in grow in a digital age with business agility. So the pitch for lesson 1 is, how do you improve your business with SAFe? Now here it's a tricky thing. SAFe from a positioning perspective is not positioning themselves for product development solution or a project delivery solution. They are saying we are not for product development and project development alone, but we are here to fix your organizational development problem. So they pitch themselves as that we will come in your company and we will enable you to achieve business agility, and let us show how do we do that. Yeah, in the process we will implement your products and solution, but the pitch is you are not applying SAFe for a given project or given initiative. You are taking SAFe as a way of working. So it's like that the way we use Agile, the way we use the project management framework 1.1, I'm just using something like this. Similarly, you will use SAFe. So you can say, oh, my company is using SAFe, so it becomes my management framework for running my development part of the organization. That is what we are learning in the topic 1. So what is the digital age? Little bit of marketing here and there, where we are saying, that everything is becoming digital and software oriented. And then we are talking mainly about how the SAFe helps us in coming up as a way of working for your organization, which we call it SAFe as an operating system for business agility. Yeah. So let's see it. thriving in a digital age. So they are basically, many times the safe has a content where they give a quote and the book and other things. It is primarily to bring some credibility and a reference that guys, it's not us, the world is talking about it. So here also they are bringing a book from a name project to product, and which is primarily stressing on that guys, in the current environment, the organizations who can handle large scale software delivery are the one who will grow. In a way, you can say, yeah. So the whole idea is small scrum teams may be good but may not be enough as the world is moving, and we should have a mechanism where we can make big products with the help of agility, and that's where the safe is coming. Now this is like a theoretical reference, and which is showing that there has been many industrial revolution over a period of time. So it can start from 1771 till now. There is a lady named Carlotta Pres, and she has a mechanism of showing these kind of things, that okay, there are industrial revolution, and as per her observation, many time these industrial revolution goes through three stages. It goes through something called installation period, where a lot of people join in and they try to make things work, and then it goes through a churning point, sometimes also called turning point, where the market gets too crowded and only the successful provider survives. And once that pass through, then you have a deployment period or a golden age of that particular era, where we make maximum use of those technology or those areas. So we can say that looks like we are in a digital world, we are in a digital age, we have passed through the turning and churning point as well, and we are in the deployment period of the digital age, which means we should be able to work with large and complex solutions. Yeah, and that is something is needed because the problems are no more small or innovative, they required a scale of delivery. So that's a pitch. Now we move forward, we can say, yeah, there is a digital age, we can talk about it, how the companies who are technology oriented making money, we can talk about that, yes, nowadays top companies who comes in a Fortune 500 list are the ones which are technology oriented. I think all of us understand that, yeah, technology is something important. So we move rather than spending time there. Now, how do we work in this digital age? The digital age has a characteristics of uncertainty. The digital age has a characteristics of complexity. So the solution, this guy Cotter talks about that in order to deal with current digital age, the companies need to redesign themselves. They need to come up with a style which enables them to respond to the dynamic market situations faster. Now, this book has nothing to do with SAFe. SAFe is using reference from it and say showing that guys, we are also building on the same idea. So this guy is saying the world is changing very fast, and your internal system, structure, culture, which you might have created in last 20, 50 years, they need to be changed. Else, they will not be able to keep up with the demand which is happening outside. So what does that mean? If you observe your own organization, if you observe the last 5 years of history, you may see the type of services you do, the external work you do might have changed drastically. Earlier, you might be used to do more service project. Now you might be doing more products. Maybe you are doing some different kind of technologies than before. But your internal organization, your quality assurance, the compliance, the sales group, the marketing group, and their departments may have not changed at all. Your external business is changing, but your internal reporting system, your internal KPIs more or less remains as it was 10 years ago. Now, if that's the case, we are reaching to a stage where we are not capable of handling the external environment. Because the external environment is changing, we also need to change our internal environment so that we get ready to respond to the market situation. And in order to change the internal environment, SAFe is saying you can use us. That's the pitch here. We are saying, yeah, in the organization, we need to do something to take care of our internal organization. You can say, okay, let's get into a little bit more detail. So this Cotter guy try to explain it with the emergence of hierarchical organization. Like the organization start as a small dynamic network organization where people can talk to each other. They may have a clear sight of a customer. So say a small startup starting, you may have a 5-10 people. Someone is taking a bigger role, someone is taking a smaller role, but there is no clear roles and responsibilities defined. They have a lot of overlap, and people can talk to each other, and ultimately they all are focusing on customer delivery. So that's how usually any new organization starts. And they are showing evolution of the organization, which help us in seeing how probably we need to fix it. then over a period of time, you need stability. You need to know that, okay, if I call somewhere, there has to be a process, our customer complaints can be taken care. When we are buying something, we need to have a proper invoicing and details so we can put into our accounting details. So a lot of compliance, stability, and execution context start coming in. And in order to make those things well, organization starts creating the hierarchies. They start creating department, processes, roles, and responsibility because the organization is growing. So the hierarchy system starts emerging in the organization. That's an obvious thing. If the organization grows further, it may reach to a stage where they are only left with hierarchy. The earlier network system where things could happen informally, where the roles were overlapping, they disappears and everything happens as per roles and responsibility. That's the thing. Now somebody will say, what's wrong with it? It makes the decision making slow. Maybe customer is here and this guy is interacting with the customer is asking something now, but for what the customer is asking, that requires CEO's decision to invest in that particular area. This guy convincing his manager and his manager convincing to CEO, it might be too late by the time CEO decides to put investment in that particular area. So many times the hierarchical organization end up sensing the market trend late. They end up responding to the customer requirement very slow because there is a lot of information delay happens and there is a noise also get added from information moving from a lower to the upper level. So that makes the organization slow, and that's why you will see many times the big bank may not be able to think a good fintech product, but a small fintech company can come up with a solution and they start serving the customers directly, where the bank had all the resources, intelligence to launch that product in a far better way, but they missed sensing what customer probably need. So that's the idea. It has nothing to do with SAFe. It's a generic problem, but we are making the context so that we understand how SAFe can probably solve our business problem. So we can say, yeah, we all understand that. That's a little bit of organization problems. What do we do next? So here, the SAFe solution will come, and we are again relying on Kotter. So what Kotter is saying is, many industry leaders talks about the same concept in a different words. Somebody call it dual operating system, somebody calls it bi-model, somebody tells that we need to have two ways of working, one for business as usual and one for new product development. The same thing this Kotter guy is also saying. He's saying, it is not that we should get rid of hierarchical system. We need it. We need it in order to make the execution, efficiency, and predictability. But at the same time, for our new product development, for our innovative work, we should have a different way of working. We cannot have our milestone way of working there. We cannot have a very clearly defined roles and responsibility there. There we have to have more collaborative way of working. There we need to have a more fast feedback way of working. So we bring that entrepreneur network, that's the word they use, which has a fast response time, which has a fast decision making back. So it's like that if I'm a bank, I can keep running my branch using hierarchical system, but I need to bring a new way of working for my development group so that they can make apps, websites, and other products in a different way, in a faster way than going through a bureaucratic organization style which we have for our hierarchical area. So that's the pitch they are making. So what does it mean? In a clear-cut manner, we are saying that SAFe is focusing on something called dual operating system for business agility. Now here the final pitch is coming. We can continue working with our hierarchical system to ensure efficiency and stability. What SAFe will recommend is, here also they apply lean and agile ideas, or I would say principles. We do not have a meeting or a role prescription for these guys, but we tell them that you should be focusing on continuous improvement, you should be focusing on waste removal, you should be focusing on value delivery as an idea. Yeah? But how you do it, how exactly it gets interpreted in your way, the organization can figure it out. They should have an approach of agility. That's what they are saying for the hierarchical part. But when it comes to new product development, say you are producing some applications, you are taking care of new product development, here you should use a SAFe. Now, in case of SAFe, they have a detailed prescription, as Srinivas asked, how to do a planning, how to do an execution, how to do a prioritization, how do we put a requirement into a feature format, who does what. We have a detailed process, 10 meetings, different events, artifacts, which helps you in creating innovative product. So they are saying your development organization should use SAFe. Your hierarchical organization continues using what they are using, but they start applying some of the ideas of lean and agile. And then we should have people from this organization who are joining here frequently. So there should be a close collaboration between development teams and business teams, and the people who are basically working in the hierarchical system, they coming frequently in the development space, we call them business owners. We'll learn about that. The key stakeholders will be playing the role in both the directions so that they ensure that this group is also aligned to the overall goal of the organization. So here they are saying these guys will work differently, and we will give them detailed way of working with the help of our SAFe framework. So SAFe is for your development part of the organization. So if I'm a bank, I have a 10,000 development team members. So those 10,000 people should use SAFe. That's how SAFe pitch in. The people who are working in the bank, compliance and the regulatory environment and other people, they may use their existing framework, but they should integrate well with the SAFe way of working people so that they can give their priorities, requirements well to them. And that's what the SAFe is about. And this is how we solve our business agility problem. Now, some of you may think, but we work in the delivery organization, service organization. We are not working in a bank. I am a software vendor and I am a vendor to a bank. Yeah. So whatever you are telling may not make sense for us. We are doing software development. That's it. So how do we use SAFe? Yeah, that could be a question. So in a general way, the trigger of SAFe implementation in a 90% of the time will start from the bank. And now what will happen, since we are a vendor to the bank, then we are doing SAFe to ensure that our work is integrating in their style. I'm just using bank as an example. It could be an automobile company also, but usually the SAFe implementation is done in the client organization, in the product organization, and the service organization follows it, rather than the service organization decides to follow SAFe and then client follows it. That's a little rare. Yeah, it's possible in a one configuration, but majorly it's a client-driven initiative. So that's another thing we need to keep in mind when we are looking at SAFe theories to start with. Yeah. But there is a possibility only client doing it, like as Srinivas saying, I don't care about anything business agility and all stuff. I only care that I have a 10 teams, can they work well with each other? Do you have a solution for it? So SAFe also has a lightweight version which just gives that particular solution, which we will learn in our today's class only. Any question till here, where we say that SAFe is a value stream network operating system, and we may have a traditional hierarchical system, and we will enable it with the help of agile and lean ideas. So super high level view where SAFe fits in the organization. Okay. So if this is clear, then we move next. So what is SAFe? We are saying SAFe is an operating system for business agility. So let's little bit more detail, and we understand what is business agility, and we see how business agility is enabled. So that's the plan here. Now this guy, Dean, he's the one who is behind SAFe, and he's saying, nowadays every business is becoming software business. Like whatever you do, software is a part of it. Say you make car, but you have a lot of software work done in the car. The car will have a code itself, and the overall planning, distribution of the car will be done with the help of software. The banks looks more like an IT company now than the financial institution. So a lot of software everywhere. So since the software is becoming a part of business, what we are focusing on, that with the help of software, we enable your business, not only software development. And that's where they are saying, we are here to make your business agile. Now, how do you make a business agile? by ensuring there is a continuous engagement between business and development team, and there are ideas of agility which are implemented in the business also rather than only getting implemented in the development teams. Yeah, so we are saying that SAFe gives you an approach which helps you in implementing agile based thinking in the whole organization, which ensures that you can identify the opportunity and respond to the opportunity at a faster pace. That's a business agility. It is not only about identifying the feature and releasing the feature, it is about identifying an opportunity, developing a product, creating a support center for it, having a training of our staff to materialize it, having a desired legal agreement for it, and then exploiting that, creating partners if it is needed, and then exploiting the opportunity. So the whole process of from identification to exploitation is the goal rather than only making an app or a website for that work. And in order to do that, we are focusing on giving you a framework which supports the collaboration and some amount of say evaluation that okay, how much ready we are to achieve business agility. So that's a promise SAFe is giving, that it is not only limited to software development, it is there for your whole organization. Though the detailed prescriptions are still for a development organization, the agile ideas, lean ideas are done at a high level for operational organization like a bank or automobile company. But there is a mechanism to make sure there is a collaboration between these two units on a regular basis. So that's the pitch for a business agility. Now, in this new version, they try to explain business agility a little bit better because sometimes it was becoming confusing. And they are saying the business agility is the ability to compete and thrive in the digital age. Yeah, that's a little descriptive word. What it is, by quickly responding to market changes and emerging opportunity with innovative digitally enabled business solutions. So that's a business agility in a simple word. It can be visualized with the help of a term called business agility value stream. So what does it mean? It starts by identification of opportunity and it finishes when the opportunity get really materialized, leveraged. So we can say the idea is from identification to opportunity till realization of opportunity, the overall time it takes, we should reduce that and we should have a track of it. That's the business agility. Now, what may come in between? It may have multiple steps. These steps are examples only. You may have a different steps depending upon your nature of the business. Definitely, you will identify the opportunity first. Then you may need to identify the pilot, or you can say the minimum product or a minimum solution, which you really want to do in order to investigate the depth of the opportunity. Sometimes we call it MVP. We'll learn about the term MVP more, but you identify a portion of work many times. Then you organize and deliver that MVP. You see how the MVP is working. And then if things are not working as per expectation, you modify it. If they are working good, then you continuously deliver and make the business happens. Now, in a real world, there could be many steps here. Though they are talking about business agility, but here they are still limited to development perspective. There could be things like training the staff. There could be things like developing the market partners. There could be things like creating the buzz around that particular product. So there could be market development activities which might also be needed before you can leverage the opportunity. You may have a product, but market is not created for it, then you may also struggle. So we can ignore these steps. Yeah, for an exam perspective, also I think they don't ask about these steps. But the essence here is that the business agility is all about how can I ensure that the new market opportunities get exploited by my company without much of the delay, and we have a mechanism which help us in organizing around the new ideas which are emerging in the market. So that's overall business agility. Now, how do we support business agility? That is coming with the help of 7 core competencies, which we will see in the next few slides. Any question till here? So super high. We are not yet at a developer level or an engineer level or a project level or a delivery level. It is basically saying, guys, we are here to fix your organization problems. Once you use SAFe, you will be able to make more money because you will be able to identify the market opportunity, and we will give you a mechanism by which you can align your whole organization for that opportunity. Yeah, that's the SAFe way of working. So say, as an example, just to make it more clear, I am a food delivery app. Yeah. And people can order food by using my app, and I have a network. That's the company I'm in. Now I get a bright idea. Why don't I start delivering essentials? I see opportunity for it. Now, how fast I can materialize that opportunity is a business agility. Now, when you will say, what does it mean? In order to deliver essentials, you need to fix your app. That's anyway needed. Yeah, that's an obvious thing. But you need to do many other things also. You need to work with new vendors. You are not having partnership with the essential delivery guys. You need to train your delivery people. You need to probably train your call centers. You need to have a different kind of legal agreements with them, with the vendors, than the food delivery, so that they are giving products and services to you. And definitely you fix your app, and you also need to educate your buyers that guys, you can also order essentials from us, rather than only ordering food. Yeah, so you need to give promotions, marketing ideas, discounts, something to bring the adoption, or you may need to do different kind of campaign. Now this whole thing is your business agility value stream. So which means the opportunity is we should deliver essentials, and it will, if we establish ourselves, for example, that may also require a KPI that, oh, we want our 10% revenue should be coming from essentials. So we set up a goal. Now, from the identification of an opportunity of essential delivery till the time you reach to a 10% revenue coming from your essential delivery, whatever you do, you should be able to collaborate and able to achieve that. If you have a mechanism to do that, you are achieving business agility. Yeah? So the business agility is identification till delivery and working as a whole organization, one. Now in this process, you may need to have a development team working on the apps. You may need to have a legal team coming up with the new proposals for the vendors. You may need to have a training department training your delivery staffs for the new product lines. You may need to have work with a marketing group who are there to create promotional videos, marketing campaign to talk about essential delivery. Yeah, so this all has to work in tandem in order to achieve business agility. And SAFe in a way is showing that we have some way which can support this whole integration. Yeah, so that's the pitch here. It's a pitch, hardly works, but that's the pitch. Good. If this is clear, then you know what is business agility, and probably you know the SAFe promise to assist in business agility, and it mainly focuses on the app development group only, but it will give some connection points, integrations, and guidance to the training, compliance, and other areas also, who can probably also use some ideas to achieve the fast response to market style. Okay, so a slide, and actually this slide is the one which is more interesting for us, but before that I need to cover a little bit theory. So somebody will say, okay, you have a great idea of achieving business agility, but you know, I will implement SAFe. Will I become business agility? Will I have all those collaboration? So see, any framework cannot give you the solution to a problem. They can give you a framework in which you can discover a solution. So actually, in order to materialize the opportunity, you need to do something. Framework can't do it for you. Framework can probably tell that, guys, these are the building blocks, and if you work on these building blocks, your probability of solving the problem is high. Yeah, that's the idea. So in order to achieve business agility, from a SAFe perspective, what they are giving is, they call it core competency framework. So which is like an assessment framework where they have defined 7 business agility competencies. These 4 which you are seeing are detailed more in the class. We have a lesson 3 going in this, we have a lesson 4 here, we have a lesson 5 going here, we have a lesson 2 and 6 coming here, and the one is generic. So these 4 business agility competencies are more detailed. Others are also kind of relevant in order to achieve it. So if I am implementing SAFe and I want to achieve business agility. But the Scaled Agile guys will say, let us have an assessment of your current business agility. So they have assessment frameworks. Now this assessment framework is designed under 7 categories. So that's what we call it, 7 core competencies of business agility. We go in some of these competencies in detail. For example, the team and technical agility. This one is like ability to do good coding. So do you have a people who can code and test and automate your work? If you have it, you can say, oh, we have a team and technical agility. Then do you have a product people who can identify the right requirement and they can think requirement in a small increments and they can do incremental releases. If you have it, you can say, oh, we have agile product delivery competency. So each competency has further breakup, they call it dimensions, and each dimension have some set of questionnaires. Not detailed part of this leading safe class, but in case you want to explore afterwards, you can do that. Yeah? So team and technical agility, agile product delivery. Sometimes you want to work in a very big context. You want to integrate multiple agile teams. Then we can say, do you have an ability, like Srinivas was saying, to integrate the work of 1,000 people? If you have it, then you can say you can do a complex big solutions as well. Then do you have an ability to govern that and check their ROIs periodically? That's the lean portfolio management. Then in your hierarchical organization, your training, your compliance, and your other areas which are not directly impacted by SAFe, do they continuously improve their business? If they do it, you can say they have an organization agility. Do you have a people who are flexible, who are growth mindset oriented? If you have it, you will say, yeah, our organization is also having agile. And then do you have a continuous learning culture where you promote your learning, innovation, and relentless improvement? So these 7 areas, and these 7 areas are further broken or divided into 3 dimensions. And then later on, they have a set of questions that creates a competency framework. So SAFe will say that before you implement SAFe, take the competency framework, identify your problem area, and along with implementing SAFe, work on those problem areas. And then periodically you can do these assessment. By doing it, we are helping you to exposing the problems which are coming in achieving business agility. Yeah, so that's their competency framework part. Now this whole thing is not included in any of their 14 training as of now, but in case you want to refer, so I want to show you the future learning path. You can visit a website called scaledagileFramework.com, and they have a section. Everything is freely available here. You click on something called measure and grow. Gradually you will know all this. And here you can see the detail of this assessment framework, measure and grow competency assessment framework. And you can even download the Excel files, which you can use to play. So somewhere it will come like measuring competency. You can download the business agility competency. You can download the individual areas Excel files also, which can help you to assess your level of business agility. So that's the is here. Okay, great. Yeah, so I hope others can see me well. Maybe some glitch in the network at some ends. So this is something you can use later on, not part of leading safe content, but if you want to figure that out about business agility and how it works, this is the place, is your go-to place.